Dedication and Preface of Biography of a Grizzly by Ernest Thompson Seton. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recordings by Mike Vendetti, MikeVendetti.com. Biography of a Grizzly by Ernest Thompson Seton. Dedication Preface. Dedication. This book is dedicated to the memory of days spent in Wind River Mountains on the Gray Bull, where from hunter, miner, and personal experience I gathered many chapters of the history of Wahb. Preface. The Grizzly. Nearly half a century has gone since I lived among these scenes and made my observations on the grand old bear of the mountains. Many new conditions have in that time developed, have changed the course of history. But the biggest, saddest change of all is that the grizzly bear, the most magnificent, dignified, and powerful beast of the wild, heroic West, is gone. There may be a few individuals about Yellowstone Park or other great havens, but the grizzly bear, as the wide, wandering monarch of the hills, has gone the way of the dodo. It is just possible that in this last and latest time a newborn, strong, and growing sentiment will come to the rescue, will prompt us to seek out and preserve the last remnant, just as long-belated appreciation came at final stance to save for later generations the great sequoia tree, when man's blind avarice had all but wiped it out. Good men are now at work with better thoughts and reverence for the masterpieces, the giants of creation's world. It may be that this newer thought may come in force and save the grand old bear, while yet it curbs his power for harm. This is my hope and prayer. This is the sentiment, unwritten, but expressed in my story of the grizzly. Ernest Thompson Seton. End of dedication preface. Part 1 of the Biography of a Grizzly. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Mike Vendetti, MikeVendetti.com. Biography of a Grizzly by Ernest Thompson Seton. Part 1. The Cubhood of Wahb. He was born over a score of years ago, away up in the wildest part of the Wild West, on the head of the Little Piney, above where the Palette Ranch is now. His mother was just an ordinary silvertip, living the quiet life that all bears prefer, minding her own business and doing her duty by her family, asking no favors of anyone excepting to let her alone. It was July before she took her remarkable family down the Little Piney to the Gray Bull, and showed them what strawberries were, and where to find them. Notwithstanding their mother's deep conviction, the cubs were not remarkably big or bright. Yet they were a remarkable family, for there were 4 of them, and it is not often a grizzly mother can boast of more than 2. The woolly-coated little creatures were having a fine time, and reveled in the lovely mountain summer, and the abundance of good things. Their mother turned over each log and flat stone they came to, and the moment it was lifted, they all rushed under it, like a lot of little pigs, to lick up the ants and grubs there hidden. It never once occurred to them that Mammy's strength might fail sometime, and let the great rock drop just as they got under it. Nor would anyone have thought so that might have chanced to see the huge arm and that shoulder sliding about under the great yellow robe she wore. No, that arm could never fail. The little ones were quite right. So they hustled and tumbled one another at each fresh log in their haste to be first, and squealed little squeals, and growled little growls, as if each was a pig, a pup, and a kitten, all rolled into one. They were well acquainted with the common little brown ants that harbor under logs in the uplands, but now they came for the first time on one of the hills of the great fat
Sample complete. Ready to continue?